DonInLondon, hello. It's 11th of October 2009, coming up to 9:30 in the evening. A retrospective look at the day, if you like, from me. My video is all about recovery from addiction to substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol. My behaviour, I suppose, self-centred, isolated, oblivion in the end. Trying not to wake up. You name it, I couldn't stand life, and life couldn't stand me, I suspect. And I wasn't very lovable, and I wasn't very knowable. I didn't want to know me, so how could anybody feel like they wanted to? So, recovery one day at a time these days, and what has helped me get here is family, community, professionals, to stay alive long enough to find a way to keep sober one day at a time. And what keeps me sober one day at a time is a fantastic fellowship called Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't speak for AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's full of unique, authentic people who choose to speak where they choose, and in the rooms of AA or elsewhere, as they see fit. So never speak for AA, never speak for other people in the fellowship, but I can share how the fellowship helps me on a daily basis. Simply keep sober one day at a time. And it's been a really good weekend for me to be involved in and included in an 18th birthday party, and to go out of London, see family, and be a part of. Just simply to be a part of an occasion which is about celebration of a person reaching maturity. And when I look back, I don't know that I was ever so mature, and I was never quite sure of who I was. But there was a lot of fear, brave facing, and putting on a stiff upper lip, trying to fit in, trying to be included and do the right thing. And it drove me mad in the end, absolutely, because I found myself not being able to fit in, not feeling included, and alienated. And however do we get to a place like that? It can happen to anybody, is what I know. So for me, the gift of this weekend has been very simply to be a part of something, just simply a part of something going on, to see family, to see friends, to make new friends, to see new family, to see new children who are part of the family. And I've been alive long enough to experience this. So what a joy to be involved. So fellowship has helped me to find my true size, just to be the size that everybody else is, no bigger, no smaller, and to be able to live life and be involved, to love, be loved, and have something useful to do. But this is also about how does recovery work. So I share about AA, what it does for me, and some of the readings, and I suppose, as I say, it's a retrospective today. So I will share the statement of intent, or the AA preamble, shared at every meeting. It slows me down to be in this one moment, to reflect on what's working. So, Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And you know the gift of the last couple of days. All last week I was suffering from toothache, and it was getting worse and worse and worse, and I thought by the weekend, what on earth am I going to do? Because I'm not going to be cheerful going out of town, doing something different. And putting myself in a place where alcohol was going to flow freely, as it is, in a celebration of an 18th, with lots and lots of people there. And feeling awkward, in pain. But somehow it all came good. And in the past I would have used that excuse as the primary reason for not going, because I would be afraid of what people might think of me. I would have to look at my drinking, control it, have a bottle in my bag ready for when I go back to the hotel, and get completely out of my mind to find oblivion. And I don't do that anymore. I just let things happen. And part of what's happened is I don't judge what is going on around me. It's not for me to judge what is going on, it's for me to look at my conduct and how am I able to interact with others and be part of. And that's what I did. and it was great. And I've come back fairly serene. No feelings of ill will or malice or feeling less than. It was just nice to be there and to listen and experience everything that everybody else is up to, and to just be a person there. Now it all sounds very ordinary, but to me it's extraordinary to find myself in the family again, and without any sort of resentments or worries or concerns that my behaviour may be out of control, judged in some way. I can just be me. So when I look back at the readings for today in the daily reflection, it says here self-restraint. For October 11 it says our first objective will be the development of self-restraint. And it goes on to say, my drive to work provides me with an opportunity for self-examination. One day while making this trip I began to review my progress in sobriety and was not happy with what I saw. I hoped that as the work day progressed I would forget these troublesome thoughts, but as one disappointment after another kept coming, my discontent only increased, and the pressures within me kept on mounting. I retreated to an isolated table in the lounge, and asked myself how could I make the most of the rest of the day. In the past, when things went wrong, I instinctively wanted to fight back, but during the short time I've been trying to live the AA program, I had learned to step back and take a look at myself. I recognised that, although I was not the person I wanted to be, I had learned not to react in my old ways. Those old patterns of behaviour only brought sorrow and hurt to me and to others. I returned to my workstation, determined to make the day a productive one, thanking God for the chance to make progress that day, and for me it's either God or good conscience, as you see and choose. And, the gift there, it wasn't about me, and I had a great time. And I didn't judge anybody, because it's none of my business to do that. It's not my business to do any of those things. It's just to be able to enjoy what is going on around me, and to look to the good in people and to the good in myself. So I feel quite good about that. And tonight I got to a meeting of AA, and the reading tonight, which I was asked to do, reminded me again of what it was like in the old days and how it is today. And it says here on page 62 of the How It Works part of the AA Big Book, this one. It says, selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles. Driven mad by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows, and they retaliate. Sometimes they hurt us, seemingly without provocation, but we invariably find that at some time in the past we have made decisions based on self, which later placed us in a position to be hurt. So our troubles, we think, are basically of our own making. They arise out of ourselves, and the alcoholic is an extreme example of self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so. Above everything, we alcoholics must be rid of this selfishness. We must, or it kills us. God makes that possible, as does good conscience. And there often seems no way of entirely getting rid of self without his aid. Many of us had moral and philosophical convictions galore, but we could not live up to them, even though we would have liked to. Neither could we reduce our self-centeredness much by wishing or trying on our own power. We had to have God or good conscience help. And it goes on to say, this is the how and the why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. Yes. It didn't work. Next we decided that hereafter, in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. He is the principal, we are his agents. He is the father, and we are his children. Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arch through which we passed to freedom. And for me, what a gift, eh? The gift of not trying to be in control, to manipulate, to pretend I'm in charge, or even think I was, because I wasn't. And the serenity prayer, which helps me always find acceptance, either at the beginning or the end of a day. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is always just for today.